Good afternoon. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. We will dig into it. President Yoweri Museveni has been honored with a monument for his contribution towards the development of Greater Ankole region. The monument, which was erected in Rushere Town Council, Kiruhura district by the Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineers Brigade, recognizes the president his efforts in educating cattle farmers in the cattle corridor to adopt dairy farming, stop nomadism, and settle down for their socio-economic transformation. President Museveni noted that it was a good idea to set up the monument in Rushere, since it is where he started educating farmers towards the end of 1966. The president was concerned with the cattle corridor has started declining in socio-economic transformation since the people have failed to adopt zero grazing and wealth fragmentation after the death of the head of the family. The president told cattle farmers that the only solution to poverty is dairy farming, where they can earn a lot of money from a small piece of land from zero grazing. The Minister for Defence and Veteran Affairs, Vincent Bamulanga Chisempija, thanked the president for educating the people of Ankole to work for the pocket, which message reached all regions of Uganda. Deputy Chief of Defence Forces, Lieutenant General Peter Elwelu, thanked the president for bringing development to Greater Ankole. Now, on behalf of UPDF, he promised not to allow anyone to destabilize the peace that was brought by the NRM government, which has contributed to the development of the country.
Allow me, on behalf of the Ministry of Defence and Veteran Affairs and the Uganda People's Defence Forces, to sincerely welcome you and thank you for accepting to officiate at this monument unveiling ceremony, codenamed From Traditional to Modernity, from Obwiriza to Amatafari.
I don't know who thought of this idea. It is very interesting because it is true that the campaign we started end of 1966 was actually launched here, started here. This part of the world is always very rich. If you want to know how rich it is, you can read the book of Henry Morton Stanley. When he was in Congo, in the Bunya area, he said he saw a lot of bananas which he had never seen in the world. Then when he came through here, in the area of Shema and Kashari, that's near the Rizi, he wrote that he had seen the best cows he had ever seen in the world. You can read that book. It's called Through the Darkest Africa. So this area has been very rich and with the old tradition of wealth creation. Water, however much you boil it, if you leave it alone, it will become cold again. It will revert to coldness. So I'm telling them that although they changed, they are now in danger of reverting to coldness now. And I will tell them what is causing that. What is causing that, I can summarize it here, are two things. First of all, they are still stuck with free range, etc. Even when they have the farms, they allow the cows to roam in the farm. And that means they don't use the land fully. We are telling them, go from free range to zero grazing. Let the cows not roam in the farm, grow pasture for them, cut it and feed the cows in the shed. The other mistake is when the head of the family dies. wealth fragmentation through inheritance. When the head of the family dies, the children descend on the wealth like Nchebebe. Abana ni Nchebebe. But I live into Babinyunyo. They are like white ants, the children. If we can really create these clusters, like in Masaka, we have got the cluster of coffee. The Kalangara, we have got a zone, not a class, a zone. Kalangara, we have got a zone of Ebenazi, like that. And really we consolidate and stop this backsliding, these residual, irrational practices. Uganda will be, the rural area will be totally transformed. And the housing has transformed, the education, all these are educated people, their children have gone to school. So I thank you, those who thought of the idea.
All right. Meanwhile, the president has mourned the death of Canon Christopher Rubarenzia of Buremba in Kazo district. The president sent his condolences to Mama Jane Kafunga Rubarenzia and family on behalf of the First Lady and himself.
In his message delivered by the Prime Minister, Robinah Nabbanja, President Museveni says that although he had attained the age of 98 years, he still had a lot of input to contribute as he had done for the many years ever since the NRM came to power.
He has been a big pillar of the NRM in the Ibanda, Nyabushozi and the Kazo area. It is not only the contribution to the NRM that Mzee Rubarenzia will be remembered for. I started hearing of Mzee Rubarenzia about 69 years ago as their marriage, along with Mzee Rugazora to Mama Jane Kafunga and Joyce Kitefunga, nieces to the late Mzee Edward Kataha.
The president says that the late Rubarenzia was a focused progressive farmer in the country.
In 1960, I interacted with him at Rubaya when he was a local government clerk in the Kashari area. I later learned that he had been appointed a chief in the Kabonji area of Kashari County, and his area had excelled in the cleanliness in the whole of Uganda.
The First Lady and the Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, described the late as the person who had a helping heart.
When Mzee Rubarenzia nwe yabera ntwara hagari ninga Henry my brother ko yabera bahumwire nwe babe bantwara. Therefore, obuzaro bwanje na Mzee Rubarenzia takuba akashwera Jane mukuru wanje konkana wewe nkanko muntu akabari nkamunyanyaza ubuzima.
Several mourners, including Major General Jim Muhwezi, the Minister for Security, described the late as a brave and hard-working person in the country.
The wisdom of this great man. This was an exceptional man. Aine ebiconco bingi ebyo abantu bingi bateine omuntu omwe.
Bishop Emeritus of North Ankole Diocese, John Muhanguzi, while preaching to the mourners, asked the public not to be desperate while on earth. Hannington Karuhanga, one of the children of the deceased, thanked President Museveni for supporting their father until his last breath.
And talked to my mother So please convey this message that we acknowledge him and want to thank him. And he's been present in our family for as long as I've known. So please do extend this.
The widow, Jane Kafunga Rubarenzia, said that her husband was God-loving and caring. The late Christopher Rubarenzia was born in 1928 and died at the age of 95.
Now, the NRM mobilizers under the MK movement, Boda Boda Initiative Uganda, have challenged to spearhead the revival of NRM support in Kampala and central Uganda. This is part of the strategies to win back the party support lost to the opposition in the last general elections. The challenge was presented during their meeting with Kampala NRM branch's chairman, Stephen Intazi, in Lubaga Division.
By the names of Mtanda Rogers, the chairman MK Movement, Boda Boda Initiative Uganda, I would like to inform the public that Boda Boda Initiative Uganda, we are not after the Boda Boda leadership. Like, we are not the leaders of Boda Boda. So basically, for us, our team is concerning with the mobilization of General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and we see how we can add on the support of General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and our beloved younger brother, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. So we all call upon all the Boda Boda riders to come and support us, to come and join the team so that we can take the mobilization far.
Tuyise ekibulu mu Kampala nga funa twambadde mweza NRM bano abali emagere n'abalabeeka nti aba NRM bakyaliyo eyo enteekateeka tugirina ku puroguramu bano bagiyina.
And at least 17 speakers from various Commonwealth countries arrived in the country on Tuesday ahead of the Speakers and Presiding Officers Conference that has commenced at Munyonyo Speak Resort Hotel. Among those received by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, together with her Deputy Thomas Tayebwa, were the Speaker of Mauritius, Rojadev Foka, and the Speaker of Malaysia, Johari Abdul, and the Speaker of Samoa, Molipola Aliotafua.
Arrival of delegations who will attend the upcoming Conference of Speakers and Presiding Officers of the Commonwealth continues. These include the Speaker of Parliament of Mauritius, Rojadev Foka, the Speaker of Samoa, Aupao Molipola, and the Speaker of the Parliament of Malaysia, Johari Abdu, among others, were received by the Speaker, Anita Among, with her Deputy, Thomas Tayebwa, at Entebbe International Airport today afternoon. With just hours away from hosting the conference, at least 10 speakers have already arrived, with more than 10 expected to have arrived by tomorrow morning, according to the Deputy Speaker, Thomas Tayebwa.
We have received delegates from several continents. Caribbean, Grenada was the first one to reach here. Both the Speaker of House of Representatives and House of Senate. Last night at 3 a.m. we received Ghana. In the early morning we received Maldives. We have now received Tonga. We have received Mauritius. We have received Samoa. And we expect more and more to come. So far, 8 countries are already here, delegations from 8 countries. We have received advance teams from several countries whose speakers are arriving tonight.
The Deputy Speaker, while speaking to journalists at Entebbe International Airport, hinted on the advantages of this conference to the country.
It takes to market a country. You're not marketing a village, you're marketing a country. You must pour out your best. You must do everything you can within your means to show to the world. This is an opportunity which we get once in around 50 years. So you must do whatever is possible. And also this is a very good dry run for NAM and G77 on what we are going to be experiencing as a country.
This conference that is aimed at helping Uganda to strengthen its ties in the Commonwealth will be officially officiated by the President on 4th Jan 2024. Shamim Naiga and Gloria Gutabinji, Entebbe.
With that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details.
Amos Wekesa is a spirited and devoted advocate and champion for Uganda. His never-ending optimism, curiosity, and passion for all things Ugandan can be felt in every tweet and interaction. Amos also puts his money where his mouth is by investing in domestic tourism so that people get a feel of what Uganda has to offer. Amos, a grateful nation thanks you. You are unstoppable. MTN, the Unstoppable Network, celebrates you. Visit GreatLakesSafaris.com and together, let's support Ugandans like Amos who are driving our country's unstoppable progress.
In this family, we can't agree on anything. We can't even agree on what to watch. All the games to play. Martha. Ndoza Mulabi, we can't even agree on what to eat. At least the one thing for now we can all agree on is the soap to use. He likes that it's big and lasts long. Anti-economy. I like that it keeps my skin smooth. Ate alina echovu. And the children like that. It smells amazing. Everyone is happy. Movit soap comes in 4 fantastic flavors. Movit family soap is truly soap for the whole family.
Movit. All day confidence.
Juko. Yo. Wachiko. Check the shopping man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
When it is KB o'clock, you need more from your voice bundles. That's why MTN is offering you more minutes across all networks that don't expire. Buy the new 90-minute Freedom Bundle at 5K or the 200-minute bundle at 10K and jazz with no limit. Katiteri ate, no excuses. Make the call now. Dial *100*21# or use the My MTN app and enjoy your Freedom Bundle today. MTN. Together, we are unstoppable. Terms and conditions apply. MTN is regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
We started with 1 acre. We started with poultry, then we added cows. Milk, a day we get 100 liters. When the president was around in 2019 in the campaigns, he was in Chenjojo at a rally, was still insisting on 4 acre model. Then that's where my husband raised up, was like, no, Mr. President, for me I have 1 acre. I practiced you what you are telling these people. Now I'm able to earn such and such amount. Then was, wow, you bring Mr. Nyakana, tell us. And our 1 acre is not yet to its 100%. As you see, we've been growing up in income, educating siblings, the income security. Now if you even want a loan, someone, they've been calling us, come and give you a loan. People, they know that you have income, even tomorrow you can what? You can pay. Then President talking to us, we've been receiving a lot since from that announcement. That is a free advert for us.
Welcome back. You are still watching Lunchtime News. Now, the Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Vincent Bachide, has told UBC TV that Uganda is going to host 130 countries for the Non-Aligned Movement Summit and will also host 116 countries during the G77 plus China summit. Bachide mentioned that Uganda's tourism industry will benefit from the two summits, improving the tourism credentials of Uganda. He added, however, that the summit serve as a means for Uganda to build confidence globally, showcasing itself as a progressive country. According to Bachide, the two summits present an opportunity to attract investors who will participate in the business forum scheduled to take place at Serena Kampala Hotel.
Well, tonight on this special interactive news segment, my guest is none other than the Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Once a politician and a honorable, he always remain a honorable. Honorable Vincent Bachide, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Uganda is going to be hosting two major international events, the Non-Aligned Movement and the G77 plus China. In brief, would you mind explaining to Ugandans who are watching us what's this thing, define for us the Non-Aligned Movement? What is it all about?
It was born out of a need to defeat colonialism in all manners and ensure that countries enjoy their sovereignty and that they can determine their destiny.
As we gear up to host the two summits, starting with the Non-Aligned Movement, which takes off on the 15th of this month, as a country, how are we going to benefit from these two major international summits?
First of all, I think it's important to note that non-alignment is a constitutional matter as far as Uganda is concerned. If you look at the state objectives, State Objective 28 in our constitution, it is clear that Uganda shall be non-aligned. But also, the constitution stipulates that Uganda shall participate in international fora and or international events. Now, in that regard, what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is doing is implementing its constitutional mandate. But beyond that, we are going to host 135 countries in Uganda. That is largely because if you look at the Non-Aligned Movement and G77, 116 countries belong to both institutions. But beyond that, G77 has membership of 134 member states. And then we are the host of institutions that are observers, observers within the NAM. And then we have institutions such as the UN General Assembly that will also be represented in these summits. Now that comes with a number of opportunities. One, of course, our tourism will benefit. The hotels are going to benefit, and we shall improve our tourism credentials in the country. But beyond that, it is an element or an opportunity for us to build confidence in the world that Uganda is a progressive country, and indeed we are, and that beyond hosting these events, we can get investors to come and invest in our country. And beyond and related to that, we are going to host a business event at the Serena just before the summit takes place.
We know several meetings are going to be sitting time and again. Would you mind sharing with us the key objectives of the non-aligned movement Kampala Summit?
We have a theme, and the theme is deepening global affluence. And in that respect, our president has time and again made a case that it's imperative that we as Africans or developing countries stop exportation of raw materials and find a mechanism of adding value. He has used coffee time and again as a good example, and the theme that we are pursuing is to guarantee or to make sure that we work with the developed nations within the NAM movement to assist developing countries such as Uganda to add value to their raw materials. So that's going to be one of the fundamentals that we look at from Uganda. But beyond that, NAM stands for respect for fundamental human rights. That's something that we shall be pursuing. It stands for respect for sovereignty. It stands for non-interference in internal matters. It stands for the economic well-being of society. So all those will be on the agenda, and these matters shall be discussed during the summit.
Now, as we conclude the discussion, what's your parting shot? What's your assurance now that we are left with less than 2 weeks? Are we prepared? Are we good to take off?
We are prepared, as you'll appreciate. These events are substance driven. We have the outcome document. The team from Uganda is ready to chair the sessions because they'll be handing over to us, so we're going to chair. We have internalized the substance in the outcome documents, and we are confident that the senior officials, the ministerial, and the summit itself, we shall do a good job in adjudicating and or chairing these two summits.
Well, that does it for Lunchtime News. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Good afternoon.